Test 1 2.
Okay, it's working now. Yay! Okay, so again, if you need any help with Wi-Fi, thank you to Kevin for being here, and just raise your hand and he'll help you out, and he'll help you log into Brightspace Engage, which you are all invited to this afternoon. So if you haven't checked your email, no worries, it'll be right in your inbox waiting for you. So sorry, but we're in person. We're going to make you do one of these. We're starting out with. If you have the live stream going, just mute it for us. You're going to turn to your neighbor and you're going to share your name and how you relate to the food system. And then we'll go around and we'll share a little bit. So we'll give you a few minutes to do that. So if you're like, you work in the food system or you're an eater. No, I guess not. Okay, great. Really? Hello, everyone on the live stream. More seconds and we'll do a little share out. All right, so just give it one more second. We're going to have a few people share out, and I just want to give Amanda props that she really wanted us to do what's your favorite pasta shape. So if you want to share that, you can. So I'd love to hear from 4 or 5 different groups. If you'd like to introduce each other, who's brave and would like to share a little bit about, it's just fascinating to see who's in this class. It's a really interesting mix of people. Some people work in the food system, some people just want to do good. Sorry, Colleen.
Well, this is Donna and this is Gail. And Gail wanted to be in the class to learn more about how to share some of the produce that she's been growing that might be getting wasted otherwise.
Awesome. Wow.
This is Colleen, who apparently you know already, but this is Colleen, and she has done the Master Gardener program. And what was the prompt was your relationship to the food system, and we're all consumers, and property owners, and she's a pet owner, and feels like all of that contributes to the food system in some way.
Animals help recovery. Right. Okay, does anyone else want to share dog scraps, food scraps? Yay. Oh, that's real nice, Stephen.
Hi, my name is Stephen Souls. I actually run the North Kingstown Food Pantry up the road, and I'm not as smart as I need to be on a lot of things, but this was very intriguing of all the things that I could get smarter on to share with myself, our volunteers, and all the clients that actually come to our pantry, including the food recovery and everything. So, and Adrian came a little farther away at some point. I just met her like a couple weeks ago.
Hi, my name's Adrian. I'm originally from Kansas City, but I've lived here for about a year now. So I'm in the Northeast for about 4. So yeah, I'm almost a New Englander. Maybe I'll learn that in the course too, how long it'll take me to become a New Englander. But I just have general interest in kind of reducing my own personal food waste, and I also just actually had started a new job as a sustainability consultant for a food and ag company. So I'm going to be helping some mostly agricultural clients, farms, to understand their emissions and how it also relates to their food waste. So, woo, yeah, full circle.
That is cool. Both of you, pleasure to have you in the class, everyone. And Stephen, I moved to NK on Friday. I'm a new resident. And yeah, it's really cool. We're going to learn from each other as well. That's what's been so fun, is like seeing the makeup of each class. Anyone from over here that would like, yeah.
I'm not really a talker on the microphone, so bear with me. My name is Charlene Trainum. I'm the Family and Outreach Coordinator for the Boys and Girls Club of Newport. So I have a whole lot I could say, and I'm hoping I could just get it out in a few sentences. So I actually am part of a grant in Rhode Island, a federal grant that does SNAP outreach to constituents in the state. There's 5 Boys and Girls Clubs in the system, and we all do our part in doing outreach. So anybody, food pantries, anybody that wants to talk to me later, you're going to go through one person, and I will talk to you about the SNAP program. I'll talk to you about me coming in and doing staff outreach for 60 plus, for students, for homeless, for any population of constituents I can help out. So with that being said, the grant charged us with having 6 or 7 more meetings or something throughout the year besides what we're supposed to do. So I was able to pick what I wanted to do. I picked the Rhode Island Food Council, and wow, what an explosion that was. And through that, I'm here today. And it's personal. It's for my job. It's for the community. It's all encompassing. I think this course here is like a 360 for me because I get to talk to you right now about my SNAP outreach, and I get to get paid for it. But I also have a commonality with everybody here, and I can't wait to talk to each and every one of you, about what you're doing and, how I can be of some help, whether it's through my Boys and Girls Club. And the last thing, we have a garden we started at our camp, and I'm hoping to hook up with some farmers to see if there's anything that we can do to sustain that little garden throughout the summer. So I'm Charlene Trainer. Nice to meet you all.
Anybody else? And if anybody on the live stream wants to share, you can put it in the chat and Angela will let us know. Does anybody want to share on the live stream? Oh, okay, so Angela, maybe you can narrate the chat for us for a minute. It's so fascinating to see how many people approach this from different ways, but I like what you said there. It's like we all have something in common. Foodies. Care about our food system. So we've got somebody who started a school-wide compost program, a teacher who's getting a greenhouse and a garden, home baker, lots of eaters, another Master Gardener. Hi, Jennifer. I coordinate the Master Gardener program. An active fundraiser and donor to the Rhode Island Community Food Bank. Thank you through your business. That's very cool. A lot of people connected to studying nutrition and interested in sustainable and equitable food systems. I used to garden but feel very out of practice. I love it. So welcome to all of our folks out in the interweb world. And we're going to introduce ourselves in a moment. Yeah, maybe. We have some slides. Yeah, who even are these people? And so here's what we're going to do tonight. Our welcome and land acknowledgement, a little bit about the course and the components and what's expected, a preview of this Bright Space Engage thing that we're going to make you do, and a little bit of time for Q&A. And so, of course, we like to start our programs by saying the University of Rhode Island occupies the traditional stomping grounds of the Narragansett Nation and the Niantic people. We honor and respect the enduring and continuing relationship between the indigenous people and this land by teaching and learning more about their history and present-day communities, and by becoming stewards of the land we now too inhabit. And so we are here on behalf of this thing called Cooperative Extension. So you may know that the University of Rhode Island has teaching here for undergrads and young and adult minds. We have a research arm of the university, but we also have something called extension. So there's at least one land grant university in every state in the U.S., and URI happens to be ours. And that means we're charged with engaging communities and bringing all the knowledge and resource of this awesome land grant university system out to those who need it. So Kansas State probably was the other one, right? And in other states, we even have county offices, but Rhode Island, we're like one big county, so we're all based here at the university, and we're so excited to have this as our brand new extension program that a lot of folks are interested in. And we want you to kind of see where you belong. We have a new awesome president, President Mark Parlange, and his wife, who's very into food systems, who's our bud, Mary. And they live here on campus. They even have chickens, and super supportive of this work. And Cooperative Extension is housed within the College of Environment and Life Sciences. We call it CELS. So here's our administration, Dr. Kirby, and then our wonderful boss, who's the Associate Dean of Extension and Ag Program. She's been here for about 2 years, Dr. Lisa Townsend. Really kind of an extension person through and through. And that's kind of how you fit in. We have this whole idea of there's very few staff and faculty who are employed here at the university, but by teaching you all, you're able to go out and engage hundreds and thousands of more people with all the good information that we have. So that's really the idea here with these Train the Trainer programs. So thank you and welcome. And without further ado, I'd like to introduce my partner in life and crime and all good fun things, which is Dr. Amanda Missimer. We co-created Food Recovery for Rhode Island, and I'll let her talk a little bit more about herself.
What if I just talked about pasta shapes the whole time? Hello, everyone, and welcome to URI. It's so awesome to be in this room and in this space. We planned this program during COVID, so literally Vanessa was in my pod, and we did most of this work in her little office at her house. This is my 5th year here at URI. I'm a clinical assistant professor in the Department of Nutrition, which is just down the hill. So I almost feel like we're hosting it at my house today, which is really fun. I teach undergraduate and graduate nutrition courses. I also have a research appointment, and I have a 50% appointment with Cooperative Extension, which is what brought me to Vanessa. So I work similar with SNAP and SNAP-Ed, and I also work with FNEP as well. So those are our offices up in Providence. My passion is food insecurity, and really, oh my God, I almost got emotional. And thinking about how we can improve that in our community of Rhode Island, but also here on campus. So here on campus, I have my Free Farmers Market program on Thursday. If anyone has seen it out there, we take food that is grown here on our farms and we mobilize it onto the quad for free. And it's today was a wild operation. We had to send many good vibes to the farm, but we got almost 800 pounds of produce gleaned today that we're going to give out tomorrow. And then my role here with the course that you're about to take is I am the course designer. So everything that is in the course and on Brightspace, if you've never interacted with an LMS, I am a really big lover of our Brightspace Engage platform. And so I'm the one who developed everything, and I'm happy to facilitate any sort of attention that you need to succeed in the course and open to any feedback. And I'm so excited for you to take it and to meet everyone and to go to the landfill, my favorite place. You'll catch me there. And my favorite pasta is long fusilli. In case you were wondering. Another hot debate we've been having in my department, because we get into these debates a lot, is honeydew melon. Okay? Because we've been getting some strong opinions. So everybody think about that.
Whether you love it or hate it.
Oh yeah. People seem to only feel one way or the other.
Love it.
And now I'll pass it over to Vanessa.
Yeah. The program leader, so I'm connecting our wonderful volunteers to our great community partners who are doing good out in the world. We'll talk a little bit more about that. I coordinate the Master Gardener program, which is another large 46 or 7-year-old program. And I have a background, undergrad and grad degree in environmental science and management. So I think that's what's kind of interesting about this topic of food waste, because people can come at it from the environmental side, they can come at it from the food security side, they can come at it from food systems, what else? Climate change. There's just so many interesting approaches. And we're so pleased to welcome some undergrads. So they're getting experiential learning degrees. Angela, if you want to give a little wave in the back. She will be supporting you, your front line of assistants. These are our core training teaching assistants. So we have Kaylee and Angela. They're both available via that same email. Hopefully you've gotten some emails from us there. And that's what you're going to reach out to when you have any questions at all, and we will support you that way. And we're even happy to host office hours, so we can hop on a Zoom with you and help you that way as well, by appointment. So Angela has a background in food systems and agriculture, as does Kaylee actually, and plant sciences and sustainable ag. And the funny thing is they just worked out this way beautifully that they worked together on the farm here this summer, and now they're working together on this program. So it's kind of cool to, again, close the loop. Don't you love how things work out like that? And so all of this to say, welcome so much to Cooperative Extension and to our fabulous Food Recovery for Rhode Island team. As you can see, we have about 100 folks who've gone through the course, probably 50 or so active volunteers, and we are excited to see what comes out of this cohort and this group as well. Welcome, welcome. And we really wanted to share this idea of what our mission is. We wanted to bring people together around these issues of food waste and food security and the environment. We want folks to learn something new, engage in a dialogue, so you'll be chatting with each other about what you're learning, and then volunteer to support community-driven change. So it's about that individual level as well as the larger scale change. And our vision that we came up with was a food literate Rhode Island where residents make food-related decisions to improve health, strengthen the economy, and protect the environment. No small feat. And we just, speaking of learning environments, we wanted to just make sure that we made this important point that we are committed to fostering a safe and inclusive learning environment, and we firmly stand against any discrimination, and it will not be tolerated at any of our events. We welcome individuals from diverse backgrounds and are dedicated to creating a supportive environment that values and respects everyone's identity. We encourage this open dialogue, this learning atmosphere and growth as we all work together, because really we're all lifelong learners here. We all have something to gain from each other and individually. So thank you all for being here and helping us create this safe and welcoming learning environment. And so I always like to say, not only are we kind of giving back to the environment and to our local community by volunteering and getting engaged in these kinds of efforts, but hopefully you all get something out of this. We really want you to find a meaningful way to connect with your communities and to feel good. And we love this, that there's actually research out there that shows that when you volunteer, you get more happiness and satisfaction, lower blood pressure, less depression, you live longer. So hey, hopefully you get something out of this experience as well. You can do a lot of things with your time, and we're so happy that you chose this, and we hope you find a meaningful experience. And I will pass this over to Amanda, who's going to kind of give us the background of why this program is important.
Oh, thanks so much. So I feel the need to disclaim this. I'm not from Rhode Island. I don't know if you could tell. I drove all the way here today. But what I really love, I'll never leave. And I tell people all the time, I'm from Pennsylvania. I'm like, I'm never coming back, because what's so incredible about Rhode Island is how small it is. I think it's its biggest strength, because we have this food system that we see all the time. And it's so easy to know so many people in these areas and get involved with it, from land to sea, from farm. We have it all, and you can know everyone, and it's a really special little space to be in. And we also have some very aggressive goals in this particular state concerning a lot of the issues that we're going to talk about. So I really think we're moving and shaking here in our little state. So as we say, don't mess with us either. That's what Vanessa and I like to say at conferences. Okay, so when we really think about this class, like we said, it is so multifactorial, but really the crux, and you'll learn this in the first week, is all the bummer news, right? So our twin challenges right now is that we have food waste at about 30% of our landfill, between 20 and 30%, depending on what area of the country that you're in, meaning this is edible and inedible food that either could have been repurposed or composted along our hierarchy. That, however, so we're saying, okay, we have wasted food. We know that we make enough food in the world to feed everyone approximately 2,000 calories per day. However, we are met simultaneously with these drastically high rates of food insecurity. So prior to the pandemic, we saw about 9% food insecurity here in the state of Rhode Island. Of course, that skyrocketed to about 21% during the pandemic, which was 1 in 4 households at the time. Then we saw a dip in 2021, but unfortunately, we've seen those numbers go right back up in 2022, which is really alarming. So these are the current food insecurity numbers: 1 in 3 households facing food insecurity, and that's of course exacerbated in families with children, and also in areas of different ethnicities and people of color across our state. So a lot of work to do. We have so much food, we're wasting it, yet people still are in need. That's the bummer. So what we want to do with our food is live and die by the food recovery hierarchy. So you'll see this all over our course. And this graphic shows the most preferred to least preferred ways of what we can do with our foods. So we start, of course, at the top, source reduction, and then we move all the way down. So we're going to talk about each one of these concepts throughout the course. And you can always think about this when you're deciding what to do with your food. Okay, so we really built this program on community-driven change. Like we said, we are here at the university, so we are doing a lot of research. We're coming up with a lot of original science that's not been done other places before. Oh my God, we got some spectators across the sidewalk there. I love that. Hey guys, oh, they're waving. That's fun. Come on in. We got donuts. How fun. And we can, we really, at the university, we do want to get our words out there, but a lot of times our words come out in published papers or in scientific conferences. So the beauty of Extension is we're going to translate that knowledge not only from the university, but the amazing community experts across the state that I've been talking about. And then through all that education, we are going to focus on community-driven change, which means we're going to go to a community and say, how can we support you? How can we help you? What do you want to do? We're here to help. The opposite of that, of course, would be going in and saying, hey, you're doing this, you're doing that. But there's tons of evidence that that's not what works, right? Because a community knows what's best for them. So this program supports community-driven change, and we work with our partners to make sure that we're doing just that. Okay, so here is the course. So fun. Here are our learning outcomes. They make us do these. Just kidding. But we want to have a lot. Is my class going to get audited? We want to make sure that we're meeting these learning outcomes. So you're going to get all those areas that we've been talking about with food recovery along the hierarchy. So these outcomes are just outlining that we're going to meet all of those throughout the course, and we will talk about each rung. So the course has this hybrid format where you have your online education portion that's all housed on Brightspace Engage, and each week a new unit will open, and that will be about an hour and a half of work. It's like some reading and then some videos to watch, and all the videos are, I try to keep them relatively short so you can do it in increments. It's totally on your own time, whenever works for you to go through that stuff. And it's primarily going to be, again, delivered by either staff here at the university, faculty, professors, or by community experts. So really wanted to get the breadth of everybody involved. Then, at the end of each week, which the end of the week, so the week starts on Thursday and closes on Wednesday. And every Wednesday we're going to go on a really fun field experience, which will complement all the information that you just learned. So again, this is about an hour and a half a week. It's located in all across the state, and you can check the schedule for that. So it'll kind of combine everything and we'll actually try. So for example, in the composting week online, you learn about the different types of composting, large scale, small scale, vermicomposting. There's tons of additional resources if you want to decide to vermicompost, for example. And then you'll go and either see a large scale compost facility, or you'll turn the trades at Harvest Cycle and actually get your hands dirty and do it yourself. So we have lots of options to put our learned skills to the test. So our syllabus and policies are all found on Brightspace, and you'll see them there in terms of the expectations for the class, which are really just for your own learning. We really just want to make sure that you're getting the most out of this. And then the course policies as well are there. Okay, so phase 1 is you complete this course in 6 weeks. We have a whirlwind of fun at the landfill. I can't wait. You're laughing, but you're going to be like, you're right. It's literally my favorite place. I can't wait. It's amazing. And then you do your volunteer internship. So we recommend about 2 years to complete your 40 hours. We have a ton of different partners. We're adding more partners, and we're also open to creating new projects. So our volunteer mentor is Vanessa. So if you have ideas for that, you can contact her. So this is our little schematic here, our 6 weeks of experience and education, our graduation, and then you can begin. But actually, you can begin volunteering as early as next week. So whenever you want to get started. I mean, it is a beautiful, beautiful time in Rhode Island to be on the farms, especially if you want to get involved with Hope's Harvest, one of our gleaning partners. I think I'm going gleaning with so many different organizations in the next few weeks. Lots of things to do. So in the course for the pass and the graduation, you're responsible for viewing the course content each week. That's about a quarter of your responsibilities. Attending 4 of our 7 field experiences, at least, but like, come to all of them, for real. We have our pre and post survey, which of course is our research arm of the course. And this pre and post survey we're really excited for because it shows the difference in behaviors and attitudes and things that you learn in this course. So what you're starting with here tonight and then what you learned. I will say when I started this program with Vanessa, like I'm from food and nutrition, so I don't know much at all about composting other than like it's in the back of my yard and my husband's the one who talks to it, like I don't. And I've learned so much through this program with composting and plants. I'm always asking them plant questions. So much to learn, and that's what we look for with our pre and then our post survey, which helps us create things like the impact report that you see in front of you, because you'll see like what behaviors really increased, which we saw an increase in all learned behaviors, which was really special. And then lastly, the thing I'm most excited for is the Food Recovery Choose Your Own Adventure project. Okay, so this project is new, so bear with me. What we're going to have here is a choose your own adventure, because I know we all come with different sets of skills to this class. Some of us, I'm sure, are master preservers. Some of us probably have a badass compost pile that they talk to all the time. So in an effort to really reach what you want to get out of this class, you're going to select one of these 3 tracks. And what you're going to do each week is kind of do like a live blog post of you working on this project, and then you'll have a deliverable that you'll share out with your other partners in your cohort at the end of week 6. So in the kitchen, I'm the kitchen track mentor, and this is a 6-week chef-led kitchen recovery behavior project. So one week you will be reorganizing your pantry so that foods that emit different gases aren't next to each other. Then another week you'll be learning how to mass cook so that you can cook once and eat twice or eat 3 times. So that's that one. In the garden is our compost pile truthers here. So if you've always been wanting to start a compost pile, our garden mentor will be Angela. And she is going to connect you with a mentor, so somebody who's really into composting in your general area can even come to your house. We've done that in the past. And you will be able to start your compost, and we will watch it become beautiful soil over the 6 weeks. And then our last one, this is our newest partnership, we're so excited, is our schools track. So in this one, we're working with the Rhode Island School Recycling Club. They're these really awesome collaborators that we have at Bryant and at Rhode Island College, who are going into schools and drastically reducing school food waste through education. So in this track, you'll learn more about that particular project. There's a school toolkit, there's videos that you'll watch, and then the deliverable for that would be making a small project that you could possibly, or practically or hypothetically, put in a school. So that is your school track. Okay, so more to come on that, but just start to get you thinking. And then here's our list of field sessions that we'll go to. Number 1. So these are all on Wednesdays with the exception of the landfill, which is on a Saturday. So we'll see you there. And then we have, these are all outlined again on Brightspace and the syllabus, the location for everything. Some weeks have time options and some weeks have different location options. Like for example, number 5, Earth Care Farms in South County, and then Harvest Cycles in Providence. So you do have a lot of choices, but I think everybody already picked things, right? Yes. You picked at registration, and you should have received Google Calendar invites for that. No one loves a Google Calendar more than me and Vanessa. You will I'll literally be like, have a snack. Do you want to come? Google Calendar invite 1 to 1:15. Like, we love a Google Calendar. So you will get those as well. Yes, and if you want to switch them up due to learning more about them or conflicts or whatever, just email the food recovery email, and we can definitely do that as well. And number 6 is held here on campus right down the hill at my home, Fogarty Hall, and we're looking forward to doing canning and pickling. It's going to be really fun. Okay, so just a note on carpooling. If you did sign up that you are interested in carpooling, Vanessa is going to be coordinating that, so you'll get an email with your localized group. Okay? And then lastly is the weekly schedule. As I said, this course is going to be running a Thursday to a Wednesday. So it's going to open the new unit on Thursday morning. So you could have a couple of weekdays, the weekend if you'd like, and then all the way up until Wednesday. When I say it closes, nothing's going to close, but that's when we recommend you be posting about your project. So like, for example, the way it's going to work is it uses something called a discussion board, and you're going to reply back to your own discussion post every week being like, I read through the school toolkit and I started making some ideas of the project that I would do, and I went out and I thought, oh, well, this will really work. And then you kind of show, maybe I'm making a PowerPoint for the end of your presentation, or maybe you're making a poster board or a rap. I don't know. Sometimes students do that. They're like, I want to make a song. I'm like, okay. About pasta. This is what we talk about. And then at the end of the semester, it'll culminate with that final deliverable project. Okay, so Brightspace Engage is our learning management system. It's a platform if you've ever used, what? Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So they want to know if they're allowed to attend more without notice if they have the availability to go last.
I think we need notice just for head counts. Like some of our stuff has limitations, so they can just email us even as soon as they know. Yeah. So just shoot us an email, and we'll do our best to accommodate. Just some of them have caps. Okay, so Brightspace Engage, again, is our learning management system. So if you've ever seen Canvas or Blackboard or anything like that, this is a similar platform. It's just where everything is housed. You can click around. So you should have received an email with an invite to this. If you haven't received an email invite to this, talk to me and Kevin, and we will make sure that you can get on there. So right now you'll see the Start Here module and your little list of things to do this week. Do you want me to link out now or keep going? Okay. Oh, log on. Hold on. Oh. What? It's not going to let me? Is it? Kevin, is that the thing? Kevin, help us. No. Okay. It's not going to let us do it. Well, you're all looking at it. Sorry about that, guys. In the username box? Okay. With the URI part or no? You're looking at me like you asking me, you're telling me. No. Yeah, but I don't know. Well, let me just, here, do you want to just keep doing it and I'll talk about whatever? Yeah. Well, the next person's a volunteer internship, so why don't you talk about that and I'll work on it.
Okay, great. And one thing to note is if you are a URI employee or student already, you'll use your single sign-on to sign on to Brightspace Engage, and we're just going to play with this for
Yeah, so you just talk about the internship and I'll try and do it.
Yeah. Well, let's just take a moment to pause. Any questions so far on the course components? We always go so quickly. So.
I'll ask a question.
Yeah, sure.
You have the three tracks, the kitchen, garden, school. You have to be clear.
Yeah, so
Spill over a little bit.
the question is, what if I want to do like kitchen and school and like compost bin? I would say choose one, and then if you at the end are like, I kind of want access, you can reach out to our email, and Dr. Missimer can kind of grant you access after the course, and you can go back and look at the other tracks. But the idea is that throughout the 6 weeks, you're kind of diving in, and this is where you're learning more, and potentially it connects you to a volunteer opportunity as well, because we have some in composting, some more tied to what you do in the kitchen at home, and some more tied to schools. I will mention there's actually 2 partners that are working in schools. Clean Ocean Access on the East Bay is the other one that's doing some really cool food recovery in schools. There is no cap for number of people who are in each track. And we've never done it like that. We used to have like assignments that you'd have to do in addition to the project, and we kind of culled it down to reading, going to the field session, and then doing the project. And those are like kind of the 3 main components.
Oh, yeah. Okay,
Yeah. So this is worth the little extra effort for us to see it.
Oh, wait. I'm just logged in on the wrong account.
Just kidding. We were so close. Any other questions? So yeah, you will get to choose that. I believe that's going to open up on Friday, and we'll send you a little notification when it's time to choose what track. So for now, you're going to start with like the Start Here module that we're going to show you in a moment, and some of the orientation materials.
Okay. Okay. Oh, wait. Where did it go? Wait. What happened? Okay. Yes. Okay. Awesome. So this is Brightspace Engage. Cool. All right. So this is what it looks like. And if you click on the Start Here course materials, you'll see the Start Here module. And okay, everyone's looking at it. Cool. All right. here's the link to the recording if you want to rewatch tonight, and the slides as well. So if you want to follow along, you can. And we have just a little welcome here, our list of things to do, or if you feel like a checklist, you can click here. Let's see if it works. Yes, okay. So here's a checklist. If you prefer, this checklist is up to you. I don't see when you check stuff off, so don't feel like if it doesn't say 100%, that's okay. This is just for you. And as you scroll down, you'll see our little welcome. Here's our video if you haven't seen it yet, if you want to tear up at all the good you're going to do. And then Brightspace sort of works like the pages of a book. So you can think of this as page 1, page 2, page 3, page 4, page 5. And when you click into one of them, you can use these arrows here at the top to toggle through. So this is just a general overview of the course. It's a lot of the syllabus material just put into like a cuter format. So if you prefer this over reading the syllabus, but of course we do have a traditional syllabus as well. So everything's here, our welcome message, a video on what cooperative extension is, our shout out from President Parlange. I thought that was maybe him for a minute because their house is right across the street. That's what we say, we're neighbors, because my building and his building are right next to each other. If you want to rewatch our food system summit, we do have one of these every year. Here's a fun little interview we did with Boston Globe. If you click over, this is our syllabus here. So again, you can just look through that. And at the end of the syllabus, if you prefer to look at the schedule this way, is everything we're doing each week over the course of the 6 weeks, as well as location, time of the field sessions. So that's all there as well. Then we come back here, we go to our next page. There's our food recovery hierarchy. So again, this is just the syllabus material repeated in a cute way. So however you want to read it. But again, it's the same information. Then we also have our arrows down here at the bottom. Here's our contact page. So who should I email? We have the emails here. We have our pictures, our roles, everything there. We have some FAQs that some students have asked in previous sessions. So those are listed there as well. You navigate right back to Brightspace, last page, and it kicks you back. And then after you look through all of that, so see, it says 85%. Don't worry about that. Like, it's totally fine. I don't know why it does that. We have your introduce yourself discussion, which is the first time you'll virtually be able to interact with each other. So you can start this, create a thread. You'll click on it, create a thread, and answer these questions. So you can really start to know and get to know everybody. And I'm really looking forward to reading everyone, and you can reply to your classmates there as well. And then down at the bottom, we have our partner career fair. So if you want to explore through, we have an overview video here, and then all of our official partners. So you can start to think about who you want to volunteer with. Hope's Harvest, Vanessa's going to go through all of these, but everybody here, these are our existing partners. And then we have our new partner, Clean Ocean Access, at the bottom, which we're really excited for. Hopefully some of you want to be community scientists. We have school composting, and then also some more stuff that you can do at your house, like plant a row. So that's all there. You can peruse. And then lastly, we have our Get Connected webpage. So this is where eventually you'll be logging your volunteer hours. And for now, you can just click on our little icon and kind of see the volunteer opportunities. And you can start volunteering as early as next week. So, like I said, yeah. Any questions on Engage? You guys are going to all get A's? Just like my students? Okay, great.
And I guess the live stream didn't show. So the live stream didn't show that little tour of Brightspace, but perhaps we could just do a quick recording and send it out that way.
No problem.
So that people can kind of see the walkthrough of the Brightspace Engage course.
Okay, there you go.
Beautiful. Okay. And so we're excited to announce or share with you some of the various volunteer opportunities. I know it's a lot of information to get thrown at you all at once. So again, you can always come back to that volunteer fair. We're going to revisit this again. Okay, we're going to revisit this again in week 4. So this is kind of just to pique your interest. You can start thinking about it, but you don't need to start volunteering until later. And again, we encourage you to complete the internship within 2 years. You're going to be entering your hours into that little system we showed you earlier. you'll learn more about that later. And that's just a suggestion. We really encourage you to check out Hope's Harvest. It is harvest season coming upon us, and they're going to have a lot of bleeding opportunities. I know they have them more during the weekdays, which is tough for folks who work, but it's honestly worth it and so much fun. And so this was a huge inspiration for us of why we even started this course. They're actually part of Farm Fresh Rhode Island now, and this is the opportunity to go to a local farm and harvest excess produce, and then it gets donated to local food pantries and social service agencies. And then there's this counterpart, really similar, where instead of bleeding food from farms, you're getting it from local businesses or places that have catering. And in fact, if you work somewhere that has a lot of excess food, you can connect them as a donor. This is a new organization. It started in New York. It was in Massachusetts, and they just opened their Rhode Island chapter. And Dana is an excellent partner. She's listed in our volunteer guide, but this is a great opportunity. You can do it with your kids in the car with you, kind of teach them. You can do this at any time. You sign up through a really high-tech app, and you can sign up to be kind of a food rescuer, and you're basically just delivering food from one place to the other. They make the matches for really culturally relevant food, and you're rescuing food that would otherwise go to waste and can now go to the people who need it. Here's one in terms of composting. So if you want hands-on composting at the community scale, this is a bike-powered composting. We encourage you to come to the field session and see what this one is all about, but this is a great way to get more hands-on experience and help out in Providence. This is a really cool, if you don't go to any field session, come to this one. I know you say the landfill's your most fun, but this one's incredible, and we're adding the World Farmers Market to it. So we're going to a farmer's market, we're going to their community kitchen, community farm, community garden, and it's all held within a housing development in the west end of Providence. So it's this like beautiful model of asking people what they want 10 years ago, and then they delivered this like localized food system for a lot of the immigrant refugee families who lived in this housing development. And you can volunteer with them at their community gardens and at their farmers market if you're inspired to do so. This is a nice one for folks who are like, I don't have a ton of time, but maybe you want to do something from home. And this is for anyone who is composting either at home. There's like compost pickups that can come to your house. So there has to be some sort of composting going on, whether you're doing it yourself or you're hiring somebody to help you out with it, or bringing your compost to a drop-off. And basically you're doing some data collection over a 3-month period for Clean Ocean Access, and then they use that to inform policy decisions. So this is a great one that you can do from home. We're really trying to be accessible with our volunteer opportunities here. We told you a little bit about this one. I think we're going to be adding another school one soon, the Rhode Island Recycling Club. But this is, right now, I think mostly on the East Bay, and for folks who are available during the school day, so 10:30 to 1, you're going to be kind of assisting both the adults and the youth at a school with their composting efforts. Yep, and we're going to be adding more schools and adding another partner here. So this is a fun one, especially if you take that school track of your project. And then we've been developing our own projects through Food Recovery for Rhode Island. So we did a little bit of green team, like composting at events, which is what you see at the bottom at the Land and Water Summit. So we'll let you know via email. We have a little newsletter that you'll be connected with, and we'll say, hey, we've got this event coming up. You want to help out? And then this one, I think a lot of you mentioned that you're interested in donating food from your own garden. So you have excess produce. I saw that in a lot of the applications. There's something called Plant a Row for the Hungry. It's kind of like very low key, where you let our coordinator know that you're doing it, and you choose a food pantry. You reach out to them and say, hey, do you accept produce, and how does this work? And then you keep track of it. So you weigh your produce, and then you tell us at the end of the year where the food went and how much. And we have some like extra food safety guidelines for you to take a look at, and that's a beautiful way also to grow food at home or in your community garden or at your project garden or at work or at school or wherever, and get some volunteer hours. And it's all on our system, so you're kind of just accounting hour for hour, and we like to say round up when you're entering your hours. A lot of you are connected to awesome organizations. We don't have any projects at food pantries yet, for example, and we would love to build some partnerships there. So I'm available. You can actually contact me at this simple email, vanessa@uri.edu, and it gets to me And if you have an idea for a project at home or at work or with your organization, let's chat. Okay, a couple frequently asked questions as we wrap up our evening, and we'll make sure that hear from us. You should have gotten an email that's like, oh, here's exactly what your Brightspace email is going to look like that welcomes you. And so if you haven't gotten it, go to your spam folder, search your email for the word engage, and hopefully you find it that way. But if you really don't get that welcome email our course TA, and I believe Angela is working again on Friday, and she will help you out that day. So take a look over the next few days. Make sure you've gotten that welcome email, and you can log on, and we'll try and get you in there before the weekend. So you can take a look. Okay, if you're really struggling with Brightspace Engage, we just say, take a deep breath, get your favorite beverage, and you're doing this for you. There's no grades, there's no report card, and even the most technophobic people have figured out how to do this. So I believe in you all, and we would like to schedule one-on-one kind of Zoom sessions with you, and we can help you out that way. So give it a chance, and it's kind of one of those things you have to learn by doing, right? If you're a master gardener, you can read this later, like how the two programs relate. Like you can get continuing ed hours, you can close your ears if you're not a master gardener. But if you want to take that very complimentary, we call them sister programs, that application is open until November 1st. So that's a 14-week course. It's kind of like the step up in terms of a commitment. Okay, so what's next? Things to do by next week are to log in to Brightspace Engage, please. One of the things I want to emphasize is that you have to click a little button so that you'll get email updates from us. You can also get text updates. There's an app, right? What's it called? The app is called Pulse, P-U-L-S-E, if you'd like to download it and access it through an app. But you do have to set up notifications. It doesn't automatically send you emails, and we're going to start communicating via the course announcements. So this is a really important one. Make sure you check off the box that's like, yep, I want to get course email updates through email or text. The instructions on how to do that are in the checklist, so you'll do that as part of your intro week. You can take a little picture of this too if you'd like. We want you to review that Start Here module and do that discussion thread where you introduce yourself. And this is going to be the cool part. We love the networking that happens throughout this course. You can't wait to see what magic happens between the various folks here. So this will be a nice opportunity to introduce yourself. If you'd like, you're ready to kind of dive in, explore that volunteer fair. If you're overwhelmed, leave it until week 4 and we'll look at it later. You can look at Get Connected, which has the same information. And then Choose Your Track should be coming around the end of the week, early next week, where you can kind of decide which project you want to dive into. We're still building the plane, but that's okay. We'll get there. Again, here's the email for any questions. We do have a really great Instagram. In fact, we have an incredible volunteer who helps us out with that. And if you are social media savvy and want to join that team. But otherwise, follow us on Instagram, and we're so excited to have you, of course, and see you at the field sessions. This is the only time we're all together as a group, so you're welcome to stick around and eat some donuts and ask any questions that you might have. And Angela, if you want to raise your hand, if anybody has questions in the chat, we can answer those for you now. We have a few minutes left. What time is it? We got 3 minutes. 3 minutes.
I was just curious for the volunteer portion, are we only supposed to pick one organization or can you?
Yeah, so should you only choose one volunteer organization? The answer is choose whatever you'd like. So it's great to kind of find which organization matches you best and which opportunity fits with your lifestyle. And I'm going to make a little video because Get Connected, our volunteer management platform, has this great tool where you can select certain skills that you want to get, or is it family friendly, or can I work from home, so you can kind of filter through the opportunities. It's a lot more sophisticated than we've ever even used it for. It's kind of new for us, but we'll teach you along the way of how to find the best opportunity to suit you and what you want to get out of it and what you need. Yeah. So yes, volunteer at as many organizations as you'd like. This is a choose your own adventure all the way through because it's adult learners, and we want you to kind of get what you want out of it. And we hope that you kind of get to know each other and can volunteer together too throughout the course. So hopefully it's a little bit of a social experiment. It's hard to meet people. Questions?
Just to confirm, the volunteer hours from food recovery count for Master Gardeners?
If you're a master gardener, and there's like two projects that overlap. I think Plant a Row and Hope's Harvest are with both organizations. You want to pick and choose which. You don't want to double count your hours, so either choose MG or food recovery for those. But you can count your time in the course as continuing ed hours for master gardener. So, if there's questions about that, you can go review that slide again or email me.
I was just pulling up where to do your email notification.
Oh yeah, so here's how to do
And if
your
you click
email
on the
notifications.
URI home and you scroll down past all my courses, you'll see set up my email notifications. So together you clicked on the logo at the top and then just scroll down and it is right here. So set up my email notifications. You can down carrot. Oop. Sorry, click this probably. Oh, perfect. Or click under your name. There you go. Oh, perfect.
Oh, nice. And yeah, you
Must
have
have
to
added
make sure
that.
you hit save at the bottom.
Oh, here we go.
Oh, notifications.
Oh,
There
that's
you
so
go.
nice. Same page.
That's nice. You can do your
Yeah, so
mobile
there you go.
number. You can do it through the app, like little
Oh my gosh,
pop-ups.
this is
So
what
many
the
ways to
students do.
communicate these days.
This is what they do to me. What? Assignment feedback released. Let me know.
Yeah, you can check off. We just want to make sure you check off
That's all they get me.
all announcements. Those two that say announcements.
Yes.
The other ones are your choice whether or not, but you want to make sure you're getting announcements through us because that's how we will communicate with you
Mhm.
after this week. Thank you for coming to URI, and I'm so excited to see you at the field sessions. Take some donuts to go, bring them to your fam, bring them to your dog, recover the food for us. Thank you. Have a good night. Oh yes, please wear your name badge to all the field sessions and whenever you volunteer, so keep those safe.
Yeah, my mother. Okay, I'm right on Blackstone Boulevard. Yeah.